Hello and welcome to episode 55 of my Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. I am KHM, and as you can see we have a rather interesting ship here. I need to explain a few things before we get to the launching and the playing around. Basically, my whole dice thing, the whole overall plan with that is to populate my solar system a bit more. Put spaces on planets, stations around various celestial objects, and generally make it so I have more available to me, more places to basically put things, more places to dock ships, more reasons to go places. Now, I've been watching, which many of you have also probably been watching Scott Manley in his 100% reusable series. Now, coincidentally, he's attempting to do the same thing, although he's a whole lot better than I am, and has come up with some rather interesting designs, which I have, which I will probably be copying and making use of. For starters, he has this reusable payload craft, which is quite nice. You can just stick things on it, and I tried copying it here, and it alone I could not get it into orbit, so I've made some modifications and now it gets into orbit for me, and I can just plunk down my payloads on top of it. This payload is what I'm dubbing the shipyard. It's basically an array of docking ports that will give plenty of room and space for craft to dock at. I have regular sized ports on each side of these methane tanks and a mini port on the ends. Let's close that out for a minute. Actually, I guess I should have minimized it. Anyway, now an interesting thing to note about these methane tanks is, well, originally I was planning to use these blank ones, but look at the weight. Total mass is 0.4. These methane tanks that I am using instead, same size, but total mass is 0.25. They're a little bit more than half the half the weight. Plus, you can stick 1,000 units of methane in them. Now, more than likely, I will never stick anything in them. They'll never have the opportunity to have methane in them. But who cares? You have the potential to put something in them, and half the weight of one that can't do squat with, really. I thought that was interesting, so had to mention it. Now, under this, let's get a little closer. Now, under this, we have this thing here. This is going to be a little tug to move things around the station. I forgot to mention, I'm going to back up a little bit, backtrack. Now, with methane, now, my original plan with the dice thing was to have everything kind of launch from Kerbin. And it was going to require these big ships that would just launch up from Kerbin and then go to wherever. But kind of thinking after watching Scott Manley's series a bit, that I'll go ahead and set up a bunch of stations, have parts of the interplanetary ship go to like the station that I have set up already in orbit around Kerbin, and assemble it there, launch there, refuel, blah 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 blah. And I'm going to try to get my fuel from the moon, actually, using the methane system, because that should, in theory, require less delta V and smaller ships, which is an advantage, but you require a whole lot more parts and more fuel runs, which is a disadvantage. But anyway, so I built this tug here, which is almost identical to Scott's design. I hate copying people, but whatever, he has good crap. So, it's a tug. It has some modifications, though, that his does not. In addition to the regular size ports on each end, I put 4 of the smaller ports in the center, So that way I can grab satellites and move them around with this if I need to. Also, it can act as sort of a makeshift on-the-spot adapter. So this, with this payload, or with this launch, it'll be carrying both the shipyard and the tug there. Now down here, you'll notice that we have a whole bunch of jet engines here. Now originally I was trying the turbojet engines, but I couldn't quite get them to work as well, so I went with this. Again, copying Scott Manley. But this part is a bit different. Hallelujah, something semi-original. It's 4 SRBs, solid booster rockets with fins on them, with a quad connector thing that came with the what was that pack? The Nova Punch Parts pack. Yes. So basically what this does is that this will get it up to a high enough of an altitude. It's not very high, but high enough to the point where these things, the jet engines, can actually begin lifting it up. Now, it doesn't lift it at a high speed, but since they run out of breathable air long before they run out of fuel, it doesn't really matter so much. They should get us up to somewhere between 15 and 20k, which should be more than enough for this thing to get up there. Although not much further, unfortunately. But anyway. So, let's go ahead and launch this thing and dock it with the ship. Or with our station. Okay. Well, now that we've gotten in fairly close, we have a problem. This ship here is blocking the docking port that I wish to use. And of course, it has no control method. So I'm gonna have to go do a little bit of voodoo trickery. Alright, I'm gonna decouple this. Nope. Decouple this. Okay, and the hell? Okay, my RCS port seems to not be working. Okay, this is not good. Oh, I know what the problem is. Ha! It's because I disabled these. Oh, well. I apparently screwed up there. Be not quite what I meant. Alright, now I want to go bump this ship out of the way. Okay, cool. Actually, you know what? Let's go over to it and dock. Uh-oh, it looks like we're gonna have a problem over there. Alright, fine, I'm gonna quickly deal with this little issue here. Okay. Oh, sweet, did it really save my target? Oh, that's cool. Okay, now that this thing isn't drifting as much. Oops, no. Undock. Turn on this tank. Turn on this tank. Oh, apparently I'm out of bottle propellant. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna go ahead and deorbit this whole thing here and try again with another rocket. Man, I'm gonna have to do something with that. Well, I guess. Whatever, that's now space junk. Alright, so... since I've been at this for... how long? About 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. Revise the thing off camera. Maybe add some RCS thrusters to the thing there. And try this again later. Alright, I've made some modifications to the shipyard, so it now has some non-linear, it now has linear thrusters on the sides of these tanks, on each side of each tank there. It's to make it more stable. Where the heck is it? There it is. So, coming in for another try. Woot! Oh shit. Sweet, okay. Now I just need to reline this up. Okay, the next thing I'd like to send up is what I've dubbed the freighter. This thing will be responsible for moving things around orbit, around Kerbin's orbit, and back and forth between the moon and Kerbin. It's designed so it can handle cargo in the front or on the back. It also has the engines angled so it's not cooking whatever cargo it's hauling. It also has some of these docking struts on the back of it so it can lock to whatever it is it's carrying. It's also got lights on both the front and the back, which it's one of the few things to have lights. It's also designed to be completely unmanned, but it has a cockpit for one Kerbal to occupy. That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and launch this thing. Okay, now that we're docked and everything's all hunky-dory, I'll go ahead and spend a few minutes refilling the tank here. Alright, our next one is going to be some communication satellites. Now, these are purely decorative at the moment and don't really do anything, but so what? We're gonna put 8 communication satellites into geosynchronous orbit around Kerbin again. But first we're going to deliver these to the station. So, without further ado, oh, this is not going to be fun. No. Damn it. Come on. And where the hell are you spinning off to? God damn it, wrong button. No. Point at the goddamn docking port. What the hell? What part of turn on SAS did you not understand? The hell are you doing? You know what, fuck it, there's no way this thing's gonna be able to dock. Oops. The fuck? Oops, no. Not control from there. No, I don't give a damn about that. Unfreaking dock. Okay, now... Stop going towards that. God damn it. Shit. Oh well, this thing's now useless. Hopefully it didn't do too much damage to the station. I'm gonna go ahead and deorbit this thing now that it's useless to me. Okay, now, and what about the other contraption here? Okay, I have no idea where the hell it thinks it's going. I know where I want it to go. Perfect. Okay, now I'll go ahead and detach this. Let's try this again. Detach that. Alright, now I'll go ahead and dock it over here. Nope, wrong button. Okay. And I'll go ahead and end the episode here. I'll refuel all the whatchamacallits, the tugs, and deorbit all the unnecessary crap that I left floating around off camera. And in the next episode, we'll bring another freighter up here to pull these satellites into their proper orbit. So, till then, I am KHM, and we'll see you in the next episode.